You're welcome to Enhance Your English Lesson with Sir Andy, and today I'm taking you through nouns, forms of nouns and numbers, and then we will go through the types of nouns as well. And I should believe that as you are going to go through this lesson with me, you shouldn't forget to subscribe to our channel and then also click on the notification button for alerts anytime we bring you any video on the topic we are treating now. And don't also forget to tell a friend to also join us study this very topic together. So today, as I said, we are going through nouns. And then when we talk about nouns, all that we are saying is they are names of persons, places, animals, and then things. Names of persons, places, animals, and then things. So anytime you hear of a name of a person, a name of a place, a name of an animal, and then a thing, then you must know that that is a noun. We are referring to nouns. So a name you bear, the name of your mother, the name of your father, the name of your pet, the name of the chair you sit on, or even whatever has a name is regarded as a noun. So anytime you hear about some of these things, you must know that we are talking about nouns. And then as we've known the definition for a noun, let's take a look at how nouns can be formed. Because sometimes people become a bit confused as to how they are supposed to form nouns. So this is the simple way to know how nouns could be formed or be built. And these are what we are going to take a look at. These words you see here are considered as suffixes. And what do we mean by suffixes? They are words which end a particular root word, and they sometimes change the meaning of that word. And then as you can see, this dash and then ER, words which end with such words, ER could be regarded as nouns. So if you have word like teacher, the root word is teach, which is a verb. But the very moment we add ER to it, it then changes to become teacher, which now becomes a noun. And then let's take a look at this word too, maker. The root word is make. And then we add the ER to it and becomes maker. So that also becomes a noun. Then we have writer, cleaner, and so on and so forth. So you just pick a word, a verb, which you could add ER to it. If you add the ER to it, it becomes a noun. It does not remain as a verb, but it rather changes from a noun, a verb to a noun. And that is one thing that you should also take notice of. And then when we take a look at these two, ION, words which end with ION are also regarded as nouns. So we have nation, mansion, television, and so on and so forth, administration. So words ending with ION, such shin words, and then with the shin sound, are regarded as nouns too. So if you see such a word in a group of words or in a sentence, then you should be able to identify that this is a noun. This is a noun because this is how it is formed, or because it ends with this particular, word. And then when you have OR words ending with OR could also be regarded as nouns. Words ending with OR could also be regarded as nouns, as we have actor, sailor, mentor, and so on and so forth. Actor, sailor, mentor. So words ending with OR are also regarded as nouns. And then we have NESS, as we have in dryness, foolishness, waywardness. So you can see, take a look at this, dry. The word dry there, right? What kind of, or what part of speech is dry? The food is dry. That means that it is an adjective. But the very moment we add NESS to it, it becomes a noun. Right? Foolish, an adjective. NESS becomes what? A noun. We have waywardness. So that is how nouns are also formed. So you see some of these things, and then you must know that, well, we added NESS to an adjective, and then it changed from an adjective to a noun. Right? And then these two, hood, words ending with hood. We have childhood, motherhood, fatherhood, and so on and so forth, right, are also regarded as nouns. So these are how nouns are formed. So in your study of nouns, you must know that, well, this is how I must form a noun. So if I've been able to form a noun, or if I'm able to identify a noun in a sentence, then I must know that this is how it is, and this is how I'm supposed to use it in the sentence form. So let's go to the nouns and then numbers. That is singular and the plural forms of nouns. So we are now on nouns and then number. Nouns and number. And then under nouns and number, when we talk about number, we are talking about how, nouns could be expressed in terms of, countable items, right, or countable entities. How nouns could be counted. And that is how number could be referred to. And under nouns too, we have various forms by which nouns could take their plural forms. Nouns could take their plural forms. We have nouns which you should add only s to them, that is a suffix s to them, to change them from their singular states to their plural forms. And then nouns which you have to take a letter out and then add some words to them to also change them from their singular states to their plural forms. And with this particular nouns and number, we are dealing with nouns which must take only s, or where we only add s to them, the suffix s to them, right? So to change them from their singular states to their plural forms. So as we have words like pen, book, table, chair, and so many of them, right? Pencil, and so many of them. These are some of the words when you add the suffix s to them, they are then changed from their singular states to their plural form. So when you add s to the singular noun pen, it becomes pens. Pens, right? And then book plus s becomes books. Table plus s becomes tables. Chair plus s becomes chairs. So you could see that as we are dealing with the suffix s, that is when you add the suffix s to some words, these words are then changed from their singular states to their plural forms. And not all words admit that, right? And then we are going to know which words must admit the suffix s to have such, formation, or that change from the singular state to the plural form. So these are a few examples we are going to take a look at. And that is what we have about nouns and gender, words which admit the suffix s to change them from their singular states to their plural forms. Right? So our next lesson, which we shall bring to you next week, we are going on to these same nouns and then gender, where we have some words ending with y, and why those words must change to admit some other suffixes. So don't forget to subscribe.